I mean, everybody, I think, in every position is about to lose money.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel Robin's Nest Crypto, where we talk about everything crypto. In today's video, I'm going to be going over why Raoul and Cathie Wood are both predicting a recession ahead and what that means for crypto. As you guys know, Cathie Wood and Raoul are both big crypto investors. They're big crypto advocates. So kind of hearing it from the horse's mouth, per se, is sort of bigger in my mind than some random person on MSNBC who's from the stock market talking about crypto. I think that because they know the space so well, their opinions sort of mean more in a sense of what's actually going to happen relative to, recession and crypto market. So stick around. Before we get into that, I just want to say, guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for me. If you are a returning subscriber, I wish you a very prosperous next cycle. If you hit that subscribe button, those wishes go to you as well. So, okay, so Cathie Wood has had multiple interviews where she has talked about a recession ahead.
The Fed is really focused on the U.S., but I think Europe is in a recession. China, some of the numbers coming out of China are shocking as well. That has an impact on the rest of Asia. So what they're facing is a recession, and their currencies are dropping.
Some factors that she's considering are, China is just absolutely crumbling economically right now. And it's even more drastic than we think, because a lot of times the economic numbers we get from China are skewed a bit to look not as bad as they really are. And even with that skew, they still look really bad. What's going on out there, what the issue is that China for really the last decade has seen extreme growth, but that growth was entirely fueled by debt. So what I mean by that is that, China was already growing a little bit, and people who took out debt, they used that money to invest and do things in China. And so more people took out debt to invest and do things in China. And really what you end up with is this big ball of debt. Okay. And that's what's going on in China right now, which, when things are going good, that's fine, right? Like, you use that money to make more money. And so it kind of compounds, but it can also reverse and go the other way when the economy flips. Okay. So when things start slowing down in China, what happens is now people can't afford the debt that they took out, and their business isn't cash flowing enough money to pay the debts. And so you start to run into this collapse where, everybody owes everybody, and the whole thing falls apart because it's really a house of straw. So that is sort of what's unwinding right now in China, which, as most of you guys know, that's a huge market for a lot of U.S. businesses. So when we talk about growth, in U.S. companies, a lot of them sell things over in China, and that's a huge part of, their sales and things like that. So really, this affects all of us. If China unwinds, then it means less demand for products, U.S. products, which in turn, kind of hurts our economy too. Not necessarily to the same degree, but it does have an effect. And sort of Europe doesn't have the same thing going on, but Europe is also in sort of a recessionary state right now. It seems like they might already be in a recession. Cathie Woods thinks that they are already in a recession.
I think Europe is in a recession.
Oil, as we know, has affected them a lot more than it's affected us in the United States. And so, they're in a kind of a tough economic state as well. And through all of this, the United States dollar in dominance is increasing, okay? The reason for that is because our economy globally is typically looked at as the strongest. So when it's looked at as the strongest, people tend to fall back on dollars as sort of, the reserve currency. So, they go into dollars because it's sort of a safer asset in their minds. And as economies, if the Chinese economy is falling apart, obviously those people don't necessarily have access to dollars. But their currency falls with the economy. Now, it might sound good if you're in the United States that you have a strong currency, but the truth is a good currency is a stable currency, one that's not strong, one that's not weak. You want it to be right in the middle. The reason for that is because if the dollar gets too strong, yes, your buying power is higher when you're buying foreign goods, but that also means your exports, so the stuff that the US sends to other countries is too expensive for those people to buy. They can't buy as much because it's priced more, because the dollar's worth more, so that good is now worth more. And so when our currency is going up and another country's currency is going down, now our exports are exponentially more for that country to buy. So businesses that are, getting supplies from the United States, that sort of thing, it now becomes a lot more expensive. So therefore they can't buy as much, which again affects the growth of the United States economy. It basically shuts off our exports. It, drastically reduces it, which again is not good for things like, the stock market or any market really. So this is kind of the global picture of what we've got going on in the world economy right now. And this whole thing is playing out, and crypto is sort of in the middle of it right now. And I see a bull and a bear case for crypto and how it'll handle what is happening. So my bull case is that, just like we talked about with the currencies, that maybe some countries where their currency is sort of falling in value, maybe maybe those people turn to crypto. Maybe they start buying crypto in an effort to sort of offset the risk of their currency falling. Now, the biggest, I guess, the devil's advocate here is that, and it's almost cryptocurrency's biggest demise in this case, is that those people, if they're buying crypto, they have access to USDC. So why would you buy Bitcoin, which is another volatile asset that might also fall, when you could just buy USDC, get a hold of dollars, which are now, the dominant currency? It protects you because dollars are going up in value, and you don't have to take the volatility risk of Bitcoin. So that's sort of the, where will people go, basically? What are they going to buy? Are they going to buy something like a stable coin like USDC, or are they going to go to Bitcoin? And I think in a lot of cases, people who are doing this are going to go to USDC. Now, the way that they would turn away from this is if all the currencies were falling. So if the dollar also started to fall in value, then maybe they turn to Bitcoin to protect against that. But again, it has to outpace. Bitcoin can't lose value at the same pace. If it loses value too, then nobody's choosing crypto. And that's my bear case for this, is that you have inflation, which is not outpacing wages. Okay, so yes, wages are going up, but they're not going up at the rate of inflation. And so, if you're looking at an 8% inflation rate, wages only go up 4%. That means all of us took a 4% decrease in pay. Technically, our buying power is reduced by 4% this year as opposed to last. And that affects us all in a monthly budget, right? So things like gas are higher, groceries are higher, anything you buy is higher. Rent, your mortgage, all of this stuff is going up in costs. And as that goes up, that eats away at people's usable income on a monthly basis. And when you do that, it leaves less room for things like investing in crypto. And so that's the bear case, is that people will be so tight on their monthly budgets that they won't be able to take money and buy crypto. And so again, that is going to be my bear case for crypto going forward. And I think a lot of other big time, again, Raoul, Cathie Wood, they sort of have this same perspective that it's not going away, okay? It's not like Bitcoin is going to vanish, or any of these cryptocurrencies are going to vanish, but they're certainly going to hit and entering into a rough patch of things. And nobody really knows if the worst is behind us, because as we know, crypto has already tumbled quite a bit, or if there is more to come. A lot of people are speculating that all the retail investors who were tight on their budgets sold, and that, most of the people holding now are long-term holders. That could be true, but there is always more retail investors left to sell. So I am not making any major bets until I see the economy turn around as a whole. So anyways, guys, I hope this gives you some insight on what's going on the global economy, how it might affect crypto, what Raoul and Cathie Wood's views are on this. Raoul talks about it as being like that we're running into basically what's the biggest liquidation event in recent history for a while now. Like he's expecting that you're going to lose money basically wherever you invest. It doesn't matter if you're in anything. Basically, if you're not in anything that is $1, or if you're in anything other than $1, you're gonna lose money.
What's up, Raoul?
It's a total fucking shit show out there.
Wait, which part of the world are you talking about?
Well,
I'm not too sure.
Well, no, it's everything, right? This is just, we're starting the big liquidation phase in pretty much everything.
So it's kind of a lose, 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 and crypto is unfortunately not immune to that. But again, there is still a bull case, which is something I'll be looking for. But you know, you got to kind of hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and that's what's going on here. So anyways, guys, I hope this video helped you out, give you a little insight on what's going on. Like I said, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated with my new videos, and I will see you next time.